Yeah, we good.
What's good, people? It's Thursday, Hotep Thursday. I am Uncle Hotep. He is Hotep Jesus. It's the littest podcast in the streets. Hotep's been told you. What's going on, man? How you feel? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me bring it back. This is episode
104.
104. So it's been 2 years. Dose. Dose. 2 years of the Hotep's been told you podcast. Um, it's a milestone. So we're still going. We're still going strong. I want to thank all y'all that have been along for the ride. Some of y'all been along for the ride from the gate. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the newcomers. Please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that share button. Help us spread the word on our 2 year anniversary. What's going on, man?
Oh yeah. I'm just out here doing God's work, you know, fake news, try to um lambast our brother Raz Simone out in the chop, now known the chop. So I reached out to him. Management got back to me and we scheduled an interview for today at 2 p.m. Showed up, we spoke. And we cleared the air on a lot, man. People try to say he was a warlord. They try to say, he's got felonies. He doesn't have any felonies. They said he was backed by Soros. He's backed by his goddamn self. Um, just a lot of, I think one of the things that stood out to me most was when he said he's cool with the police chief. And he said him and the police chief walked into the precinct. And the first door, the police chief pulls out his key, opens the door, and then there's the second door, I'm guessing, and that door is unlocked. And the police chief said that the doors are controlled remotely, so you can lock them from somewhere else. But the door was unlocked, so the police chief gave him that look like, "Damn, they tried to set y'all up." But Raz, being an intelligent guy he was, they weren't trying to ransack the building. In fact, he was out there protecting the building, making sure nobody went in or nobody broke in. And they said when they went inside, it was like somebody poured like Diet Coke everywhere, water on the ground, threw papers everywhere to try to make it seem like the place got trashed.
Okay.
So it was, I was watching the Waco documentary. I still got to watch the other one. But the one I saw on Netflix, it was just like a lot of fake news, like they did the Waco. They weren't telling the truth to the public so they can kind of demonize people. And we see that here too. I just don't want people to just because somebody doesn't agree with you doesn't mean that you gotta lambast that person, right? But there was the agent on the right, I ain't gonna say his name. And he went out there, he flew out there, he embedded himself amongst the protesters undercover, and he tried to come back and create a scandal out of some of the footage he got. Try to say, oh, they got guns. I'm like, what, y'all not 2A no more? So there's a lot of hypocrisy. They tried to say it was Antifa. Raz was like, I just found out who Antifa was last week.
Oh,
He
for
said, I
real?
don't. Yeah, he said, I don't fuck with no Antifa. I don't get down with that stuff. He said, I asked him, how do you feel about MAGA? Somebody with a MAGA hat came through. How do you feel? He's like, I don't care. I want to talk to anybody. He said, I know if you go in there now, some people might have a problem. But he said, personally, he'll have a talk with, Biden, Bernie, whoever. But I gotta be honest with you, Raz is Hotep.
Okay.
Raz is Hotep to the core. Uh, he knows the deal, and he understands that the president of the United States really means nothing. But he's got cooperation from the police chief and the mayor, um, and some great things. So if you guys haven't saw the interview, it's right here on this channel. Go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, go check that out, y'all. Hotep Jesus making moves out here. We the news, you know what I'm saying?
We the
Um,
news. Word. Uncle
uh,
Hotep, you trying to go to the chop?
the chop.
You try.
I don't know, man. I'm going to the shore this weekend. Actually, take a vacation,
Okay.
deplugging.
Nice.
Uh,
Dope.
yeah, every year we go to the beach. So it was kind of, it was kind of up in the air. We was kind of nervous, like, oh man, are they going to open back up? But now that Jersey opened back up, I think some of the boardwalk stores are going to be closed. But it's enough. Like, hey, if we just going to put our toes in the sand, that's good enough for us. You know what I'm saying? Um, John J. Do Hoteps love their race more so than other racial collectives?
I can only speak for myself. And the answer is, God damn it, yes. I love black people the most. And everybody comes second. I think after black people would come white people. After white people would come Hispanics. And then Asians. And then the Arab. The Arab's last place. But the Arab in last place for what they did to ancient Egypt, god damn it. And what they doing to black people. They got slaves in Libya right now. But that's my personal take. I can't speak for all Hoteps, but I think it's unfair. It's wholly unfair to try and do the whole, do you love this person more than that? Love is love. You know what I mean? We love all people.
Yeah, John J. I think most people love their race more than others. You know what I mean? I think that's just a natural a thing there. But thanks for the donation. Nick Lupo, happy 2 year anniversary. Thank you for the donation. Um, let's get started. They charged the cop that shot Rayshard Brooks. Um, and they talking about giving this joker the chair. I'm like, God damn. I was like, they really revving it up in Atlanta. And then, the police were all mad. They walked out last night. There were no cops on the streets in Atlanta. They was like, we calling the blue flu. Called out sick, the blue flu, and no purge happened. Nothing, you know what I mean? Nothing happened. I don't know why they're angry because they feel that because everybody was conservative Twitter. They brought up Brooks's record and stuff like that, which it was pretty extensive. Um, he had some crazy stuff on there, but like they're using that to justify the cops' reaction to that. I think I'm seeing a pretty line in the stand with it, like the ABL types, Cernovich types. That was a good shot. You know what I mean? The cops did nothing wrong. I don't know about that, but yeah. I mean, we'll see. Will Keisha Bottoms get ahead of this? She's the mayor, black woman of Atlanta. And the police work for her directly. So can she's telling them to honor their commitment to the community. What's Keisha Bottoms going to do, Hotep Jesus?
Keisha is in the corner. She is in the corner. Now, I got people in Atlanta that know Keisha. My good bougie black folks down in Atlanta. And I'm going to say something sexist. Everybody get warned. This ain't a job for a woman. This ain't a job for a woman. This ain't a job for a woman. I think it's time for her to step down and let a man step up and handle this, because she's handled this poorly from the very beginning. She's handled the riots poorly from the very beginning, and all the protests she handled poorly from the very beginning. We had Angela Stanton, Martin Luther King's goddaughter, down there on the ground more than, Rep Lewis and whoever else is down there. But I think Keisha's just done a poor job managing this. If she would have followed Hotep Jesus's four-step plan to black liberation, she wouldn't have had this problem to begin with. There wouldn't have been no Wendy's burning down, and there wouldn't have been no Rayshard Brooks murder. All this stuff would have been circumvented because my plan would have brought the community together. But she's got an impossible position. That's why I said now it's time for her to step down and give the position to a man, because she's got her back against the wall, and I don't know how she's going to get out of this one. You got the niggas mad at you, and you got the boys in blue mad at you, and you can't handle neither one of them. So I don't know what she's going to do. if I was in her shoes, um, I would have pulled the meeting immediately, right? I would have pulled a meeting immediately with the police force. Now, remember the other lady was, I think the police chief was another woman. She didn't step down.
Yeah. Karen. Karen.
Yeah. Smart move, Karen. Again, this is a job for a man. Um, I would have immediately, as soon as this thing came down, I would have pulled a meeting with the DA. I would have pulled a meeting with my entire police force because morale. Even Raz said he predicted that this would happen. Your police morale would go down, and the problem is you got your DA coming out contradicting himself. Last week he said a taser is not lethal. Now he's saying a taser could be potentially lethal. So and then you got people talking to the press, right?
Yeah.
I would have told the press, kiss my ass. That would have been the first thing I would have said. And if I was Keisha Bottoms, I said, don't nobody talk to the press. We ain't talking to the press. If you're gonna have somebody talk to the press, you would need a professional. You need a press secretary like Trump got. Trump's new press secretary is a beast now.
Yeah, she is. She
Oh, she's a
definitely is.
monster. I would have got somebody like that to come out and deal with the media, but I wouldn't have had my DA come out and speak to the media because who he's speaking to was one community. And I think when you're dealing with police force and black people, you got to speak to both of those people because they both have legitimate gripes. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think the chair is a bit harsh, right? I think a lifetime sentence is a bit harsh. Now, I'm going to give these guys a benefit of the doubt and say that this murder was not racially motivated. May have been, I don't know, but there's no proof of that. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's not racially motivated. But they handled the stop poorly. There were three dummies in that stop. Rayshard and the two cops. All three of them was all dumbasses. Rayshard didn't know what a sobriety test was. We were dealing with a very low intelligence individual, and the cops are low intelligence individuals. So when you add up the three stooges, you get people poking each other in the eyeballs, and just bad shit happens. And that's what we saw out there. Three stooges. What'd you think about the stop and everything, and how they handled that?
They was going fine until, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on the rest." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man!" Like, it was having a nice conversation. Like, tell him pull the car over there. Give me your keys. You can get your keys tomorrow at the police station, and that's it. That's how they should have handled it.
Right.
Especially right after all this other stuff has happened. You gotta think smarter than that. Like, come on, like, they escalated, and a lot of people, like I said, I think I was Cernovich was bringing up his past and stuff like that. Now, you, the policeman has to have that in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? But they can't escalate it off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones that escalated off that. So maybe that's why he ran and stuff like that. But
Yeah, he was on parole. They said,
yeah, so he ain't trying
but
to.
they didn't know that. The cops didn't know he was on parole.
Okay, yeah. Well, if they didn't, then they did. That was even worse. They handled it even worse. You know what I'm saying?
But parole isn't the same thing as warrant, right? Like
Right.
they run your plates, they're not going to be able to see this person's on parole. They can see the status of your driver's license and if you have a warrant or not. That's really what they're checking for. But your parole record and all that's not popping up on the police little laptop there. But still, that's not, just because somebody's on parole doesn't mean that they need to be arrested or anything like that. They're on parole because they followed this particular guidelines during their incarceration. But his charges are really old, right? Like his charges are 6 years old. I think the last one was like 2014. So I look at those things as irrelevant. One of them was domestic abuse. The other one was child abuse. And I don't want to pass judgment on anybody based upon those charges because we haven't looked at each of those cases. A lot of times, what if
Right.
you get your kids a spanking and then, like you don't have access to an attorney. We saw this guy could barely even manage this police stop with the sobriety test. He didn't have the IQ. So he didn't have the know abouts of how to maneuver himself in the courtroom. So if there was a little spout in a home, he ain't winning that case, and he don't got the
Right.
money to get an attorney. So it's like I don't know the particulars of those previous cases. So I don't know if this is a man that's just been incarcerated because he just don't know how to work the court system, or was he really a bad guy? The guy I saw, I didn't see a bad guy in that moment. I don't know what he's like outside of that moment, but in that moment, I saw a guy that was complying with the officers. You know, very uneducated on how to handle himself. Like he should have just said no to the sobriety. He'd be like, "Nah, no, thank you." All right.
Right.
They probably would have still arrested him, but I would have said no. But again, that's lack of education. But I put myself in people's shoes, and I put myself in those cop shoes, and I handle it just like you say. Like, look, you drunk, bro. Give me the keys. You know, come pick them up tomorrow. Where you going? You need a ride? We're gonna call you an Uber, or hop in the back of the car. We're gonna. Here's one thing I didn't like about the arrest. Right?
Right.
It was like, okay, we're gonna arrest you, and he's going to grab him at the same time. Right? So the guy panicked. Me, I would have had, more relaxed body posture and say, yo, bro, we got to arrest you. We got to take you down to precinct and process you. And I would have had the conversation with him about what's going to happen as we get to the precinct, why I'm arresting him before I put my hands on this individual. If I had to arrest him, I don't know Georgia law. Maybe they had to arrest him. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I could have got that guy to volunteer to be arrested.
Right.
And I think this is a problem when we're hiring low intelligence cops. Cops don't know anything about persuasion, things of that nature. And that's a problem with the cop training.
Yeah, definitely. They could have de-escalated that and like walk him down. Like, hey man, you got anybody we can call? We got to take you downtown. Do it that way instead of
Right.
putting your hands on him. Like, oh come on, man. What I mean, you're almost like forcing that reaction. But not to say that Rayshard didn't act like a dumbass because he did. He did. You know what I'm saying? Um, Sometimes you got to take that L. Maybe he's worried about that back parole, or whatever that was. But
Right.
sometimes you got to take that L.
My thing is this, and we have to look at this is why I say I don't blame the cops so much, but I think we have to look at the legislation policies or whatever. When you're dealing with somebody, he blew a 108, right? He blew a 108. I'm not no specialist on how these tests go, these sobriety tests go, but when I looked it up, that means drunk as a skunk, right?
Right.
So he was lying about how many drinks he had and all of that. But I think that you can't handle somebody under the influence the same as somebody who's sober because they're not in their right mind. Blowing a 108 means this person is definitely not making coherent decisions.
Right.
Now, they asked him certain questions. This dude didn't even know where he was at. You know what I mean? So I'm like, the rules have to change when you're dealing with somebody who's under the influence. I wouldn't even have had dude standing. I would have said, yo, have a seat on the curb. If you have somebody, now peep this, if you had him sitting on the curb, it's much easier to arrest him, right?
Right.
Because him standing up and having to arrest him, guess what now? He's already on his feet, so it's easier for him to wrestle you,
Right.
right? So if I was going to arrest him, I would have said, all right, sir, come over here, have a seat on the curb. And then I would have said, all right, we got to arrest you. And now he has to make the reaction to get up. And I could just push him back down like, nah, where you going, nigga? Say, have a seat, nigga. Because he's drunk. I'd have just kept
Right.
pushing him on the ground like, stop it. We got to arrest you, bro. Stop it. But again, like they said on Joe Rogan, I forget who the guest was, but these cops need some jiu-jitsu training. It was two of them. Two of them, you couldn't take that brother down? A
Yeah.
drunk man? Some punk ass cops. And then you had to shoot him? So I feel like just because the way they handled that stop, and it was just really stupid the way they handled that stop, they do need to do some time. I ain't gonna say a whole lot. I don't want them to get, beat up in jail because I know it's dangerous for cops in jail. But I think they need to sit down and think about what they did.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely. I've always been an advocate. They need some martial arts training, like the whole way through. You know what I'm saying? Or or make that a requirement before you enter. So, the kids that want to be cops, they start early, what I mean? So they can have, some belts under themselves. Um, Super chats, John J. Unk. Most white people have a tough time answering that question. Steve P. Thanks for donation. Love the Thaddeus Russell interview.
Thank you.
Matthew Erickson, Hotep, almost finished my second time through the Thad Russell convo. Learn more U.S. history in there than my entire K through 12. Whole world needs to hear it.
Yeah, yeah, great interview. Top two.
Ebenezer, thanks for a donation. What do you guys think about the current situation with Ethiopia and Egypt regarding the filling of Ethiopia's dam?
I don't know. I ain't hear nothing about that, man. I don't try to, I try not to get in Arab people business.
Which one is filling the dam up? Because they said, "Fuck you, fuck your water. We're rebuilding this dam." That's what I was like. God
It's got to be Egypt.
damn.
I'm gonna just go on a whim and say it's Egypt.
Big Poppy 426, thanks for a donation. Cheers to 2 years of Hotep's been told you. D Mazaya, I know I'm missing Maza, whatever. I'm sorry, I'm messing your name up. Thanks for a donation. Kamar, thanks for a donation. John J. Hotep Jesus, I saw you block somebody on Twitter for asking if you support exclusively black territories or states. You said he should watch the show to find out. I watch and I never hear your take.
I blocked him because he was alt right. I know when the Groypers come in my mentions, and Groypers aren't allowed in my mentions unless they're gonna act like civilized adults.
These guys are still trying to get that ethno state, man.
Like, what do they like? What dream world do they live in? Like,
Don't know. I swear to God, man. They're y'all not getting an ethno statement.
take your ass to Europe.
Unless you want to move to a particular country that's hot, no, you're not going to get one. Forget it. Even if you move to Wyoming, Kanye's there.
For real, like, what is it? How many people are in alt right? Y'all can't even get a homestead. Why don't y'all go get a ranch and get your Waco shit on? You know what I mean? And go live, start your own town. Can y'all start with a town? Y'all can't even organize your own town. And y'all a bunch of punks because you can't even show your identity online.
See, the white folks back in the '80s kind of did that, and Clinton put that thing on their ass, and so they kind of scared of doing it again. I think, you know what I mean. But I think they could pull it off now. But then nobody want to do it because they want to live near the city and stuff like that. But there's nothing to stop y'all from making Ruby Ridges and stuff like that. Because y'all did it before.
Yeah, they just want to sit online and smack their meat.
Yardley Moyes, I'm against racism and police brutality, but I can't defend stupid. Mary O'Donnell, thanks for a donation. 40-minute arrest. They could have had a burger and coffee and called his family to pick him up. Question him. They knew he was drinking. Why did he leave? Why did they even let him pull into the parking space? He could have took off.
Word, good point. Word, he could have pulled off.
Chad Lemoyne, what's up, Chad? Thanks for a donation. Privately funded police. Aztec Mecca, thanks for a donation. Peace and love to the Hoteps. More now than ever, we need the Hoteps.
We here for you.
Trump dropped an executive order on police, right? No more chokeholds, unless you're definitely, gotta save your life, I guess.
Man, that executive order was lip service, man. That was, it was one of those situations where Trump is damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? So I don't blame Trump, but the executive order was like, no more chokeholds unless, nigga. It was a lot of exceptions in that executive order. I read through it and matter of fact, I should probably pull it up now so I can tell you exactly where the loopholes are in the uh, uh, legal language. Where is it? I'm gonna find it. Go ahead.
But I'm all right with like I used to be when I got out of the Air Force, I was in the reserve unit, right? And all the reserve, they were all cops, man. Like 90% of the people were cops. I wasn't, this was before I got the prison job. But I remember this Baltimore cop telling me, man, he said they told him, man, if you're losing a fight, man, pull that thing out and shoot him. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I'm saying? So legalizing saying you can't have a chokehold or anything like that. I mean, if you're getting your ass whooped, just like in training day, when Hoyt he was fighting those two bums and he put the chokehold on him. Alonzo was like, "I see you did that illegal move, illegal chokehold. I was getting my ass kicked. There you go." You know what I'm saying? So when somebody's fighting for life, but see, people were saying, "Oh, the cops are going to say that at any time." You know what I'm saying? I mean, like that might be true. They might say it more than often, but if you're getting in a fist fight with somebody and you getting your ass kicked, they're going to pull out all the stops, man. And anybody would, because you ain't trying to die. That's combat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna choke your ass the fuck out. Hey, I was. I'm not even gonna talk about that, but it says here, Article 2. The state and local law enforcement agencies' use of force policies prohibit use of chokeholds, a physical maneuver that restricts. So this is where you get funny right here, right? The use of chokeholds, a physical maneuver that restricts an individual's ability to breathe for the purposes of incapacitation, right? So you have to be very careful when you read legal jargon because they're very specific, right? So it doesn't say you can't use chokeholds. It just says you can't use chokeholds for the purpose of incapacitation. So that's a loophole. So when a police officer goes to court and he puts a chokehold on, he says, "Well, I wasn't doing it because of incapacitation."
Right.
So then the next part it says, "Except in those situations where the use of deadly force is allowed by law." So there's this right here in Article 2 there are loopholes, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I just want to show you how easy it is to dissect this legal language to show you how easily it is that this executive order literally means nothing. Also, what's not in this executive order, there's no penalties, right? There's no penalties levy or what they say, or else, you know what I mean? Where's the or else in here, right? And if you do, your ass going to jail or you get 10 lashings or we, 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 we tie you up to the pillory, right? Hey, you were like this for 10 hours, right? There's no penalties in here whatsoever. So, it's just lip service. Trump did what he had to do, but the people that wrote this definitely were very specific and gave loopholes to the law enforcement officers.
Loophole or not, I will say this: I never seen since September 11th. After that, everybody, all the cops were held. Cops and firefighters, they're heroes and stuff like that. I never see them get so much bad press lately. Like mother people are on the cops' ass now. Like, and I'm like, God damn, it took y'all this long to be on their ass. I'm like, these are just normal people. You know what I'm saying? And that's it's quite amazing to see the shift that because it was all before all these cop shows. Now they want to take every cop show off the TV. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? They
yeah.
want to get rid of Paw Patrol. People is like taking a stand more against police. They're not as their image is a little bit tarnished now, and and the morale is like you said, it's going to start going now. Are people going to want to start being police? Do you want to put up with this shit? You know what I'm saying? This is a
I
long game.
wouldn't.
You gotta understand. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Mhm. I damn sure wouldn't want to be a cop right now. It's a very bad time to sign up to be a cop. The conspiracy theorists are saying that the media are on the side of the people to get rid of the cops because then that makes room to bring in the military to police, and that increases the police state. Or they bring in a different type of police, which is more deadly than the last one. For example, when we look at Camden, right? Camden disbanded their police force, but they doubled the police presence. Violence is still in the top 10 in the nation, but they got county sheriffs now in the area. So you got rid of your police, but now you got county sheriffs. Now, if you know anything about the county sheriffs in New Jersey, them motherfuckers, yeah, them motherfuckers is Nazis. I'm telling you right now. I saw New Jersey issued a statement last year and said, "Oh yeah, we have to do something about white supremacy." I'm like, "So you going to check your cops? Because that's where they at." The county sheriffs and all of that, the state police, and I know this because I know state police. I know black state police officers, and they didn't whisper me in the breath like, "Look, bro, you running the state police, just make sure you do the right thing, because them niggas hate niggas." So, people want to talk about the deep South and shit. New Jersey's the deep South. Shoot. You get pulled over by a police officer in New Jersey. Hello, officer. You better put your Carlton voice on. You better. It's not unusual to be loved by you. You know what I mean? You better be ready.
Yeah, that's the shout out my boy Fred London out there, man. I see my boy Fred London for a long time buddy of mine. Shout out to Fred. Hold on, let me. But you're right about the cops out here, man, up in the Northeast, man. Like, you get stuck out here, you want, man. They'll play you just like them down south cops, man. They will play you in a minute. Let me read these super chats. John J, I agree that the idea of an ethno state in America seems ridiculous at the moment, but what about a few blocks in Atlanta for y'all, a few counties in Mississippi?
Nigga, we already got Atlanta.
I know. Like, what are these guys talking about? Like, John J, people self-segregate. They always do. You know what I'm saying? If you go to school, remember the school? Whites was with whites, blacks was with blacks, Spanish was Spanish, Asian was with Asian. Now you have a few people that would intermix with each other, but that's not a lot of people. And that's the same thing there. That's why I'm like, you're crying about ethno state. You don't live the closest Negro to y'all live 20 miles down the road, and y'all crying about an ethno state. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
You know what I'm saying? My daughter was telling me, I asked my daughter, because I wanted to make sure she wasn't sitting with the ADOS at school. So I said, "Who you sitting with in the cafeteria?" And I asked her, and she was like, "Well, the white kids sit over here, and the Indian kids sit over here, and the Asian kids sit over here." And so I said, "Well, you sit?" She said, "I sit at the black table." So you're right. People tend to just self-segregate.
Michelle
I
Dumas.
was hoping my daughter would have told me she was sitting at the white table, but
Michelle Dumas, congratulations on 2 years. Love your shows. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Jazir, love from Nigeria. Keep winning, uncles. Shout out to the motherland.
Word.
Hold on. Chad, wasn't New Jersey the first state where they arrest black men with gun laws?
Wow, probably. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. Shit, at New Jersey, they just arrest you for being black.
Luger Storm, New Jersey is Alabama North, last northern state to abolish slavery.
Oh, damn. Was it?
Came with the facts. Facts. Woo. Chris Jones, I'm in Pennsylvania. Michael Show, why shut up and code and how teach tech savvy do you have to be? Why shut up and code and how tech savvy do you have to be?
Shut up and code is a euphemism for just shut up and get the work done, right? There's a lot of people out here just talking, and they ain't doing the work. They just paying lip service, Oh my God, it's so bad for the black community. So shut up. What are you going to do about it? A lot of people just want to get on TV and talk. But code and, it's just the fact that, I'm a 3-time tech startup founder, got a 4th one launching soon and a 5th one coming after that. And maybe a 6th. I'm speaking to a new AI company coming this week. But yeah, tech. So I say this: technology is human evolution. Human evolution owes everything to technology. It's like the black girl was schooling people in the chop. She was like, "Yo, the reason why the North beat the South is because the South was running around on horses while the North had the Industrial Revolution. So whoever has the tech is gonna win. So it's like if the black community don't got no tech, we ain't gonna win. So I'm highly focused on tech because if you ain't paying attention to Silicon Valley, they got the contact tracing and all this other Orwellian things. So I want to be on top of the tech so I know how to dismantle it and put it together. So it's about owning the future.
John Jay, African Americans don't own the corner stores or the gas stations in Atlanta. We don't got no freedom of association. Y'all tripping.
That's not true. Maybe
But
not the gas stations.
but the people that own the gas stations and corner stores, they don't live in the same neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
drive in, go to their store, and drive back home.
And they're not even white. You gotta understand the Arabs came over, they got all the gas stations. So they ain't white or black. You might, John Jay, you need to talk to your alt-right white nationalists, buddy, and see how y'all can get you some gas stations. Cause they done come over here and took the white man's country. Y'all got nothing. Y'all about to be the new niggas. You better be careful. Don't forget, white man is public enemy number one. You better stop worrying about black people, worry about yourself.
That's so true, man. Like, Scott Greer, he was like somebody, he made a video about, I think it was some white pope or something that was washing black people's feet. I don't know what's up with y'all with touching black people's feet nowadays, man. Like, I don't know what's up with that. And I was like, y'all been washing the redacted's feet for fucking we go. I was like, I guess black people say, "Fuck, we gonna get in line too, yo."
If y'all watching feet at the protest, I'm a protester. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I put my Black Lives Matter shirt on too. I don't give a goddamn. Watch these feet.
2-year anniversary, episode 104, 314 watching. Please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that share button. Oh yeah, two black folks lost their jobs. Is losing their jobs, man, and it's because of the woke culture. Well, not two black folks, two black, I don't know, part of the culture.
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. They getting rid of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, man. What's going on, man?
Well, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, I love you, but you got to go. You got to go. Aunt Jemima was a mammy, tired of the mammies. Black women are more than mammies. They was queens before they was mammies. And a brother Edward was on my Twitter live stream today, and he was talking about how there were black families thriving in America, doing much better than a lot of white folks in America. Before 1920, a time when it was allegedly horrible for black folks. We were doing real good. And the white liberal came along and said, nope, you niggas is mammies. And Uncle Ben, he was a maitre d' at a hotel. He was opening the door for the white man. How you doing, massa? I got the door right now for you, massa. Anything else for you, massa? Want me to carry your bag for you, massa? So we not doing that no more either. We not. And the other thing about Uncle Ben is, according to our black sources, um, the white man didn't like calling black people sir or ma'am, so they would say aunt or uncle because they didn't like that. And it was respect for their age, but not respect for their skin color. You know what I mean? What you about to say?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So just like I don't want to see no more slave movies. I don't want to see. I see Will Smith talk about he about to do another slave movie. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because the money good, and it's gonna be a blockbuster because black people love looking at themselves in the goddamn field picking cotton. But I don't want to see no more slave movies. I don't want to see no more mammy. I want to see black people as doctors and lawyers and no more struggle movies. What happened to the movie with them black businessmen? They still pigeonholed that, didn't they?
The two bankers. No, I think they let that go on Apple TV. I think.
Oh,
I,
a
I, I
little
think I have
silent release. We ain't heard from it since.
Yeah, you gotta download. I don't have Apple TV. I don't know, man. I don't know if Aunt Jemima was that bad. I never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It ain't the hill to die on.
right. It's not the hill to die on, but
It's
it's
not a
like,
priority.
but my thing is like, it's not a priority, right? But they're taking it as one. My thing is they're acting like, see, we're making changes. See, we riot and we got Aunt Jemima change. See, we burn up some fucking police cars and Uncle Ben is gone. Like, we're starting at the wrong end, man. Like, this is where I'm like, y'all gotta be careful, man. The white man is slick. The white man be like, well, we gotta do something for these Negroes. You know what? I just had some rice last night, man. Uncle Ben, let's upgrade Uncle Ben. Let's make him a trans man. You know what I'm saying? Now be careful what they put in their place. Y'all gotta understand. You gotta be careful what they put in their place. They might slick you with that too. So, and I think this is just giving free advertising to these companies, like a fake change. They're making fake change. It doesn't help anybody. And like, I never thought anything about it. Like, I
Mm,
never thought about anything about them statues. I never really thought anything about Aunt Jemima. Like, somebody who you had a joke. We used to joke about calling somebody Aunt Jemima, but
yeah.
nobody really was like mad that Aunt Jemima was on a goddamn syrup box. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was mad. No, I don't know anybody, and I didn't know anybody was Uncle Ben. I never even thought. I was just like, he was an old ass brother, Uncle Ben. That was Uncle Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know his backstory or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, hey, we like, that's cool and all. You can update it. You know what I'm saying? But let's not treat that as progress. But I think some people already are.
It's not progress, and if it is, it's like 0.0000001 progress, right? But after we finish the podcast, I'm going to the store. I'm going to get me some Aunt Jemima syrup. I'm going to get me an Aunt Jemima pancake mix. I'm going to get me a box of Uncle Ben, and I'm going to lock it up in my safe, and we're going to keep that. I'm going to sell that on eBay in like 10 years. They're saying we're going to sell it to a museum for, you know what I mean? So I'm going now. I'm going to clear the shelves. I'm going to make sure I get, my souvenir Uncle Ben. My mama got some old Ebony magazines, so we gonna hold on to those. I know some Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima ads in there, so we gonna hold on to those, and we gonna figure out what we gonna do with those. So they're gonna be relics. I'm gonna monetize Uncle Ben. I gotta get paid. Hotep gotta get paid. But you're right. You're absolutely right. It's like all the problems in the world, and these niggas worry about pancake mix. These niggas worry about a box of rice. And you're right. That's what the white liberal gonna do. They're gonna pander, say, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem," and they're gonna replace them with something even worse, right? Don Lemon or some shit.
Imagine they put Dom Lemon on the fucking.
But the premise of my take is the fact that Chinese people are very protective of their likeness.
Right.
There's certain movies that come over there. That shit got to get edited before it land in China. And I think black people need to protect our likeness. We need to be perceived better than thugs and rappers and booty hoes and thoughts and all of that. We need to protect our likeness. So I would much rather see us clean up hip hop first.
Right. That
Um,
that's much needed.
that yeah, like we need to start there. Clean up this OnlyFans debauchery
See,
and
well, that I mean, the ideas. I wish we could do that, but that means like Lizzo would have to get cleaned up. I mean, we already saw when people tried it. It was like, oh hell no, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, this woman just took her thong out, and started twerking at the Laker game.
yeah, yeah.
LeBron over there, she gonna bring her ass out. This woman. If you want to protect your image, you got to do things like, hey, you can't do that. But nobody wants to do that. So It is
And
what it is. Yes.
and that's a whole respectability politics thing that
Yeah.
they're worried about, like how we supposed to act, and Thaddeus Russell makes a great argument in his book that it's still freedom of expression, and if these things can't exist, then we don't have no rights, which I totally agree. I'm not asking for it to be legislated, though. I'm just asking for people to think about the kids.
Tighten up. Yeah.
Tighten up, man. It's different when, it's different if you're the dominant one in society, right? Then, yeah, you can booty shake and do all the things you want, right? But when you getting your ass whooped and the white liberal got his foot up your ass, it's time to tighten up.
Yeah, definitely. John Jay, the new niggas and OG niggas need to unite and take back the gas stations. I agree. I agree. This guy, man.
He ain't worth shit. Yo, John Jay, come to Hotep Con so I can have them all jump your ass.
Space Monkey, thanks for a $20 donation for your 2 years in that awesome Thad interview.
Thank you.
Brody McFarland, thanks for a donation. Boozy Black just got put on to y'all a couple weeks ago. Thanks. Welcome aboard, Boozy.
Welcome. Hold on now. Put your seatbelt on. You in for a ride.
Brandon Kuser, thanks for a donation. Giving them enough to make them happy, but not enough to make a different LBJ.
Woo! Brandon Kuser with the quotes.
Let's get to J. Cole, man. Are you ready for J. Cole, man?
I'm ready.
J. Cole comes out, puts out a song. Now, J. Cole is like reached. I don't know, man. It's always a question between Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. And for a while, J. Cole wasn't really there. But then now I'm like, he's there. He's there now. He's like an official superstar. Like in the mold of like how DMX, how Hove, Eminem, you know what I'm saying? I seen him live once, man. Them college white folks love J. Cole, man.
He's got a cult following.
Yeah, he has a cult. He has a cult following. Now he put out a song, and it was "Snow the Bluff," and it was like he was asking who ended up being No Name, the rapper, black female rapper No Name. Now she put out a tweet taking shots at people allege it was Kendrick and J. Cole about having woke music and not out in the streets protesting. So J. Cole wrote a response video, a song, and I thought it was a beautiful song. You know what I'm saying? I wish he had put the hook in before, play at the beginning. That hook is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
He's an artist that has elevated, the art form. And people are mad at his message. All he was saying is like, the way I took it, he dissed himself.
He did.
While bringing up No Name, saying, you sound like a one that has been privileged to be growing in a home with parents that woke and stuff like that. That's big. That's important. But people miss that. They flew over their head. He was giving her compliments, saying she was smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
I come to the timeline, people saying he's being misogynist because like instead he was asking No Name, instead of trashing us, pick up the phone, call us, and tell us what we need to do. Basically. And people took that as misogyny and patriarchy. Chance the Rapper put his fucking clown shoes on and started fucking, man, god damn, I never seen a more cucked man in my life.
What that fool say?
Listen,
let me go
he
ahead
didn't read the room, man. Like, listen, you gotta go and read that bullshit,
read the
man.
room.
Read the first song about, because they're saying like at times like this, what are y'all doing criticizing black women? Like, where do we get to the point where you can't criticize someone? And where do we get to a point when him just criticizing one person means he's criticizing all black women? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life, man. And people want to know what's the problem with the African American, the Akata to shine. It's shit like this.
Yeah.
You can't have a constructive conversation. You're calling J. Cole a misogynist. Meanwhile, you're bumping 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj.
Mm. Mm.
You want to cancel J. Cole,
Mm.
but you want to listen to 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj.
Mm.
One a snitch, one dating a child molester.
Mm.
Like, what more do you want him to say? This guy brought up his shortcomings, saying y'all think I'm more woke than I really am. Saying that I just got a degree, I'm not that, I'm not woke. And he feels like he should be doing more than he's doing. He should win a Grammy for that song.
Should. I agree. He said, niggas be thinking I'm deep, intelligent, fooled by my college degree, but my IQ is average. There's a young lady out there, she way smarter than me. That's the first line. Self-deprecation, and then the raising up with a queen. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Now here's where things go left. He said, just because you woke and I'm not, that shit ain't no reason to talk like you better than me. How you gonna lead when you attacking the very same niggas that you really do need? The shit that you saying. Instead of conveying you holier, come help us get up to speed. Shit. It's a reason it took like 200 years for our ancestors just to get free. These shackles be locking the mental away more than the physical. I look at freedom like trees can't grow a forest overnight. Hit the ghetto and slowly start planting your seeds. Like, and I think what happened, what he's referring to is the gender wars of Twitter and
Right.
how that, for example, when we found that Toyin was murdered by that man, and when she was found dead, what did Black Twitter do? They attacked black men as a whole.
Right.
We saw that with Black Lives Matter after the deaths of Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, everybody else. We saw black women attack black men, and they've been at it ever since. They've been at it for the past 5, 6 years, and they keep talking down to us and talking down to us and talking down to us. And J. Cole, like, yo, look, we on the same side as y'all. Like, why y'all keep making us the enemy? Now, when I saw the timeline in the uproar, I saw T-Cat said, oh, well, if the Blavity Chicks is upset, then the J. Cole song must have been hot. So when I
Right on
seen
the
that,
money.
right on
Shout
the
out
money.
to
So when I seen that, I went to Title and I said, let me go listen to this song. I opened up my Title, I played the record. I said, whoo, song hot. So I played it about 2, 3 more times, make sure he got his streams in, got his little coins and shekels. And it really resonated with me. I see that currently the black movement is definitely led by black women. Shouldn't be, but it is. And I thank them for putting their work in and putting their life on the line in many situations where they don't have to be. But I thank them for their work, although it's misdirected. But we're not the enemy. We on your side, Queen. We on your side. You ain't got to attack us. And they get it. The thing is, they are very, white liberal gives them the blue check, the CNN look. They get to, run the whole blog at Huffington Post. So the white liberal treats the black woman like his finest slave, the most privileged slave is the black woman, the light skinned black woman, Jamel Hill, Jamila Lemieux, right? So they love to raise up the black woman, but the white liberal will not raise a black man unless he's attacking other black men or he's in bed with a black man or a white man. Or like Raven Simone marrying a white woman. Um, I was not confirmed. I could be wrong, but that looked like a white woman I saw her with today that she was married to. Was that
It
a
was
white
a
woman?
Karen. It was a
It was
Karen.
a Karen?
Yeah.
Wow. All this Black Lives Matter shit and all these niggas going out dating Caucasians. All this Black Lives Matter talk, all this tough talk, all this white people is bad. And who's the first person they run to? Is the white folks. Now, I wouldn't have a problem y'all dating white folks, but drop that all that black talk. Y'all talking big greasy. But I'm getting off topic. But yeah, shout out to J. Cole, beautiful song. He stood 10 toes down. He gave love to No Name. I don't think that was directed at No Name. I think he's just surveying. I think he's reading the room and wanted to bring it up and give him some constructive criticism. But women, women don't want accountability. You can't hold a woman accountable to sin. A woman can do no wrong. How dare you criticize me?
Hold
I
on,
never
man.
had a daddy, so my daddy never criticized me.
Listen, man. My thing is, these people just want fucking credit.
Mm,
They want to be put in front of the line. They want to be on front of Time TV. Time magazine.
yep.
They want credit. They want to be, oh, we want to be the leaders. We want credit. They want credit for something that's not even finished yet. You see what I'm saying? They want, oh, we're the leaders. We want to be pushed up to the forefront in this racial struggle, this injustice. The first battle hasn't been fought yet. This is my problem with these shines, man. Like they just want the clout,
Want the
clout
clout.
chasing.
Clout.
What you saying about what was the Raven
Ravens Raven Simone?
clout chasing? Now I like my take on that. Marrying out and stuff like that. Like marrying out, I'm still gonna be black. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I mean, it doesn't change me.
Right.
It might change the generations down, but it doesn't change me.
Right.
But she's clout chasing.
She's
You know
clout
what I mean?
chasing.
All of them are clout chasing. This is the new thing. This is the new way to get on. This is the new way to get. This is new grifting season.
It's the new Griff.
It's the new grift. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody looked at the '60s and everything else. Like I never looked at it like that. I guess they looked at it like, oh, this is our time. It's our fight now. You know what I'm saying? Like I looked at it. I don't want nothing to do with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you don't like me, that's fine, man. Bye. I don't want to eat at your diner. I don't want to eat your green bean casserole. I don't want that.
Your unseasoned chicken.
You know what I mean? Because to me, they took that. All respect to the ancestors, but to me, they went about that the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They should have been worried about themselves instead of integrating, and then you build yourself up first, and then you don't have to worry about nothing else. That's my take on that. But these people they just want to get in on the grift and get in on the clout, man. I'm like, man. So like all
Mhm.
these people that are jumping on J. Cole, and I seen a lot of black men jump on him. I'm like, come on, man. Like, if any,
They
how we
chomping at
going to
the
jump on J. Cole? Out of
of
all
all
the
the
people in
people.
hip hop, we want to choose him. We need more of him, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Future
like
Future is the biggest womanizer in the industry. And he's the black man's God, right? They done took Bible quotes and put Future lyrics in there, and he's their God. Future got 25 baby mamas, allegedly not taking care of none of his kids, and that's their God. But J. Cole pop up, now these niggas want lip service to the black woman. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, because you know what, J. Cole had the heart to challenge one. See, they don't
Right.
like that. They don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? This is why. That's another thing I think is a problem in the community. We got these button heads. When women are slicker. I mean, I wouldn't say smarter, but slicker. Than men. But but in the black community, a lot of them are a lot smarter. Some are a lot smarter. But when you find them, when you have a man of equal intellect, you watch how they react to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you challenge their ideas, it can get nasty. It can
Mm-hmm.
get nasty because
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to hear that. So, because I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, man, they they don't like that.
Them out there dressed up like the Beyonce Formation music video.
Oh my god, I seen that bullshit, man. I was so sick. I was like, man, I'm sick of these people, man.
They had a man, or I don't want to misgender him, but they had an individual playing Beyonce, and then the rest of the girls was like the Formation video. And I'm just like, man, y'all done turned this whole thing into cosplay. They out there taking pictures. They out there doing the choreographed dance. Oh man, they out there. You just see the girl twerking for the cops in her thong.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, man. Then came on. She got on IG and was trying to explain it, and then was like, she just told everybody y'all can't orgasm because y'all are cis or something like that. It was some nut ass shit. I'm like, what does that have to do? What does your ability to have multiple orgasms have to do with you twerking out there in front of cops protesting? I
Word,
tweeted
putting it.
like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I tweeted, I was like, I hope that I would have died laughing. The cops were fucking shot her with a rubber bullet right in the ass.
Orgasm, that shit. I think this is why it's so important for us to watch that Thaddeus Russell interview I had with him. Shout out to Thaddeus Russell for having me on. But, he talks about the NAACP, and he said down in South Carolina, the blacks down there wanted the government to give them more money for their schools, for black schools. I'm going to say that one more time, for black schools. And the NAACP said, all right, no doubt, we're going to come down, we're going to help y'all. They came down, had a meeting, and they said, look, we're going to help y'all, but we only going to help y'all to integrate. And they said, now we don't want to integrate, we want this for black schools. And NAACP, was started all by Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains. And it's not a black organization at all. Never been, never will be. They still call us colored. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. This is how you know it for or by black people, because they called us colored people. Down south, they had signs said colored on them. Moral of the story is the white liberal, the black liberal got into cahoots, them socialists, and destroyed the black community with their integration. And that's what we have today. These shines, these coons want us to integrate into a burning house. It's the goddamn shame. Now, if white people want to be with us, come on. If black people, you want to be with white people, come on. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But when you try to force your way into somebody else's system, you got to expect more racism. And I'll be honest with you, if I was white folks, I'd have hit your ass with a hose too. Get your nigga ass away from me.
P from around the way, New Black said it's disrespectful for Cole to call no name a queen. They said queen is a code for bitch.
Yo, I saw a chick say that. She was like, oh, that's code for bitch. Queen is code for bitch. They don't want to be respected, yo.
LP, Black Lives Matter is a man hater club of America destroying the home, isn't it?
Yes,
Thanks for the
correct.
donation. Chris Jones, 3366 donation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Your voice is so desperately needed in these turbulent times. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you both for your service to humanity. That's deep. We're serving humanity, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that,
Appreciate
Chris
that.
Jones.
Word.
David Canoni, thanks for a $10 donation. Hotep with it. What up, man? Gonna have to catch the replay tonight, fellas. Still Hotep and her. Blessing and high favor to all, and stay with it. Follow Hotep with it on Twitter. Um, I don't know his at, but I think it's close to the same.
Hotep with it.
Okay, yeah, it's Hotep with it
Oh, no,
on
stay with it.
Twitter.
Stay with it. But if you
Stay
type in
with it.
Hotep
Stay
with it,
with it.
you'll see him. Mm-hmm.
Kristen Mana, thanks for a $2 donation. Greatly appreciate it. John J, thanks for the donation. I ain't welcome at HotepCon.
Yeah, you can bring your white ass through. It's gonna be a lot of white folks there. I love white folks. You can come. Hell yeah.
John J, was the NAACP started by whites or the redacted?
Don't ask no questions you know the answer to.
Yes, please. No, these are 12 ask questions.
I didn't say whites. I said Caucasians, and all of y'all are Caucasians. So claim your cousins. Stop that, John Jay. Claim your cousins.
um, Police is under pressure. McMuffin Cop. Was that the pog that was trying to get McDonald's, man? And she started crying.
Yo, little bit of stress, and these Karens just break down. She said, I had to wait too long for my coffee. They came out. They told me to pull up. First of all, when you at a fast food restaurant, we understand that fast food restaurants today are like trying to it's higher competition than it used to be, right? Like people trying to like catch up to McDonald's and the other people, and they're doing a great job, of catching up. Chick-fil-A and all of that, great customer service, but they're trying to make the food quote unquote fresh and hot, right? It's none of that stuff where they pre-make it and then they hand it to you. They don't do that as much anymore. So when they tell you to pull up, it's because they got a long line and you got to wait. I've been to Wendy's before where they was like, yo, pull up. I want fresh fries. I don't want my fries coming out cold. So she said they came out and they handed her a coffee, but they didn't have her McMuffin. First of all, Karen, you're supposed to eat the McGriddle and not the McMuffin. That's first. Second of all, this is why you cops is out of shape.
I was going to say, get that McDonald's out of here for breakfast. No, come on, man.
Why'd you eat at McDonald's breakfast? Like that's just horrible to begin with. So you deserve everything you get when you go to a fast food restaurant. I remember I forget who I was with, but they went to a fast food restaurant and they was complaining about, service that I'm like, you went to a fast food restaurant. Everybody in there is a GED graduate diploma. You're not supposed to expect the best of service from a fast food restaurant. You shouldn't expect great food from a restaurant. You should expect your shit to come out fucked up when you go to a fast food restaurant. If I go to a fast food restaurant and they don't fuck up my order, I'm gonna be pissed because that means something's wrong. Now I'm worried when it should come out perfect. So I, and then she was just breaking down, crying. Oh, my McMuffin. I'm like, yo, nobody want to hear that shit, yo. It was like last week when I brought I brought Maul on my channel, and she wanted to talk to me about some things, Black Lives Matter. Her kids was getting bullied online, and I totally have some sympathy for that. But she was like, I don't like this Karen thing, because it could be oppressive. I'm like, yo, come the fuck on, yo. Y'all soft as cookie dough out here talking about, oh, I don't like the Karen term. Or like that Nick Fuentes, kid. I don't like the term Karen. Like, I don't like the fact that I feel unsafe around white women, that they might be able to, falsely accuse me of something. That happens all the time, like we saw with Central Park Karen. I don't like that shit. But the name didn't come from nowhere. It came because y'all don't know how to act. And now you worried about some little thing that's happening on social media, some Karen. I don't like the fact that when I turn on my PlayStation, the white boy gonna call me nigga. You don't see me going crying around about it. No, I mute him and I keep it pushing. If you don't like being called Karen, Twitter has a filter where you can type in Karen and it'll mute all things at Karen. So like I don't, y'all soft as shit, man. Y'all soft as baby shit.
Yeah, it's a certain section of Karens that are upset about that. Some have like accepted it, like, oh, it's our tone to be joked on. But some of them are like, especially privileged ones that haven't been told anything bad about their lives. They're like, what the hell is going on? They're making fun of us. Ah! I'm like, fucking, you're being a Karen about being a Karen. Sometimes the joke is on you. Like every time, like, listen, everybody has their day. I mean, it's gonna come to you, especially on Twitter. I remember Jamel Lemieux put me in the fucking grinder. 2-3 days, motherfuckers was coming at me, coming at my head left and right. You remember that shit. I was like, yeah, you gotta tweet through it. You gotta push through it. It's gonna be over. You know what I mean? The Karen meme is eventually gonna run its course. They
Right.
might even like remix it and say Susan or Becky or something like. They might go back to Becky. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
for Karen, it's Karen's turn right now. So it's not gonna last forever. You just gotta weather the storm. You'll be a better person for it. Believe you me. Don't cry
Yeah.
about it. Don't even like react to it. Start calling other women Karen and just keep it moving. Because everybody gets a day on the internet, man. That you want to get. They go put you to the grinder.
Yeah, it's like Boomer. Like Boomer went up and it came down and like it's not a thing that much anymore, right? Like
Yeah.
things gonna have a cycle, man. So chill out, man, and weather the storm.
And the more you fight it, the longer it's going to last. Believe me.
Facts. Facts.
Hold on. Let me. I think there's a super chat.
Aztec Mecca.
Oh, Aztec Mecca Hotep Khan. We need some feet washing.
John Jay, you on feet washing duty.
Stop. I think Matthew Erickson. I think Miss McMuffin was scared of getting poisoned. Oh yeah, that was the thing. But that was another point that the morale is getting low in police force across the country. If you're afraid of getting poisoned, fucking make some fucking your breakfast at home. What the fuck? You know what I mean? You're going to eat some fucking McDonald's food.
And I don't think it was that, right? Like I thought about that. I know that there's some poisoning thing going on, but in this case, I don't think it's that. I think she woke up with hunger pains and she didn't know how to deal with them hunger pains. Because if you were so worried about poison, you wouldn't have took the coffee.
Right.
She took the coffee. She was mad because it took too long. And so she didn't express anything in her video about poison. She didn't say anything about that. I don't think it was that. I think she was just hungry.
Yeah. Um, Matthew Erickson. Karen's not liking Karen equals a hit dog hollering.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, this heavily feared Supreme Court ruled in favor of the LGBT. Um, you know, People were really worried about the Supreme Court. No, we got to get Trump out of here because we need Supreme Court justices. It was the ruling about whether you could fire somebody due sexual preferences and stuff like that. Um, they ruled against it. I think Clarence and them and Kavanaugh, they were like, they go on a principle of, like, you should be able to hire and fire whoever you want. But they voted against that. So it was a win for in Pride Month. It was a win for the community. What do you say about this, Hotep?
I believe that you should be allowed to discriminate who you want to hire um, and fire however you see fit, because it's your business that's going to suffer when you don't have quote unquote diversity. You won't have what gay people bring to the table. Now, I had a blog, and let me tell you, I had at least Vani, Kashari, my nephew, and then uh he called a black dude called himself Britney Spears that was on my team, right? To show you how flamboyant my team was. And let me tell you, I will hire a gay man in a minute. I will hire a woman in a minute. I think that all of these different peoples actually have proclivities for certain things, for certain skill sets, for certain eyes for things. I know black women are great at, women, period, are great at just organizing, right? And I think that, gays tend to have a proclivity to be very creative and want to deal in the arts and want to deal in fashion and things like that, and deal with more of the emotional side of things. So I think, everybody's energy is needed. So if your business doesn't want to operate with everybody, your business is going to suffer. So I don't think like this stuff should be legislated. Just let the business just fucking go out of business. I mean, think about how many people that run businesses, and everybody in the business is hired based upon family, right? the whole C level will be family, and it's just like, all right, we'll hire you, and then it's like you have diversity, and it's like you have diversity in the garbage room, right? so, so when you try to legislate these things, you're not actually creating diversity. You'll actually open up they'll, like, I know this one kid, I'm not going to name the company, but he was a diversity hire, and they created a position for him. It's a black kid, and he's literally I think it was like diversity director or some shit like that. So it doesn't mean that you'll actually be included in the company. They'll give you some role, and it's like it's like handing a little kid the PlayStation controller when it's not plugged in. You
Right.
know what I mean? The kid think he playing, but he ain't doing nothing, and that's
Right.
what this stuff is. Um, but if they want to legislate and they want to give gays rights, sure, knock your fucking self out. I don't give a goddamn. But again, uh, black people got pushed to the back of the bus. Back of the bus, niggas. Back of the bus. Again, LGBT community wins and we lose. Black men lose.
Jig sky high. I don't know how to say this. Alawatan, how you say her name? Toyin
I don't know.
Salute.
I don't know how to say it, man. Just Toyin is what we rocking with.
Okay, Toyin, Black Lives Matter activist found dead 1 week after she went missing in Florida. Um, you know, it's another. First of all, rest in peace. Um, Now, she was found dead in a double homicide.
Yeah, something like that, man. Real sad case. Got in a car with a stranger. She tweeted out play by play what happened, and then I don't know, some days later, one day later, whatever it was, ended up missing, and then some days later they found her body. But according to her account, she was raped a few times over the course of her lifetime because there's just scumbag fools out here. And this is my thing. This is my thing when black women attack black men. Like, so that's what started the gender war this week, right? Toyin's death started the gender war on Black Twitter. And they're like, oh, black men, you don't protect black women. Well, when you put yourself on the front lines, you open yourself up to danger. And when you take us and you shove us to the back and you take the effeminate male and bring him to the forefront, where are your LGBT male allies to protect you? You want to blame us for the problems. We do a very good job of protecting our women. They were showing videos of black women getting attacked, but they aren't showing the videos where black men are whooping other males' asses for putting their hands on a woman. Because there's often retribution. There's also often reciprocity. But I think we have to do a better job of not attacking each other and allowing black men to be included so we can protect you. Um, we need to have security detail. That's why I think the Nation of Islam is so important. Y'all want to talk all this stuff about the Nation of Islam before y'all go protest. Why don't y'all call Farrakhan? Be like, yo, Farrakhan, can you bring the FOI out? Bring the Fruit of Islam out, the military arm of the Nation of Islam. Tell the Fruit of Islam come out. Call your Hebrew Israelite brothers. Say, yo, we need security detail. Call J Electronica. Yo, we need security detail. But they don't want to work with Hoteps. Then they want to claim that nobody's protecting them. When the Hoteps have created standing armies, we have standing armies ready to go just for this exact purpose. And I just think it's sad that Toyin had to go, and I think it's sad that there was nobody there to protect her. And I do think we need to do a better job protecting black women, but I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. This caused quite a bit of stir on the timeline because everybody was going like, "Oh, y'all don't protect black women or whatever." Um, a lot of people, a lot of replies were like, "Well, y'all need to arm yourselves. Y'all need to be ready. Go get gun training." And a lot of people are like, "No, no, no." I'm like, "But no, that's like when I have two daughters, man. I'm gonna tell them like, you gotta protect yourself at all times. Like that's that's no joke. That's that Floyd Mayweather, protect yourself at all times. That means I already got one. I took her in jujitsu and now she's in karate, and the youngest one she's going to do martial art as soon as she's ready, or boxing. I'm getting her. She like to punch, so I might put her in a straight boxing joint. But
Yeah.
this is me trying to help them out. So when they get older, they might, and if they get into something, they might have a little background they might be able to get out of. I'm just trying to do my part, and I'm gonna tell because I can't be there. We men can't be there at all times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't be there at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they know enough martial, and I'm gonna tell them, hey, if you want to go, if you want to shoot, go ahead and shoot. I'm like, like I'm not the one to carry it all the time, but they're like, hey, you better learn how to fire one. You better have one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to carry it all, you live in Pennsylvania, you can carry it. If you want to live, if you want to do that, do that. But please learn how to shoot, know how to work a weapon. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate. I went in the Air Force and learned a lot of that stuff, but um, it's more. It's simple. It's deeper than just like all these men are protecting us. You got
Mm-hmm.
this is the world is an evil place,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to prepare yourself a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And this it's not all the like we can't be there everywhere at all the same time. It's impossible. There's bad people out there, very
Mm-hmm.
bad people out there, and you never know what's going to happen.
And that's why I like some things that they do in the Arab world, right? So in the Arab world, woman, you can't walk on the street by yourself. You have to be accompanied by a man for that exact reason.
Right. Yeah.
For that exact reason. So when y'all want to say, "Oh, I'm independent. I don't need no man," and then on the other side, you want to say you don't protect us. Which one is it? Are you independent or are you codependent? It's contradictory in their ideology.
Damn sure is. Somebody pointed that shit out. I was crying up. I was cracking up laughing. But rest in peace to Toyin and um, I don't know. Hope her
Very
family
sad.
justice. Um, John Jay, careful. The malls at Hotep Con finna call y'all queens Shaniquas. The Karens pissed.
John J. Terrible.
You can't even do that with black women because their names are so different. The ADOS. They just come up with names out of thin air, man. So you can't really nail down one like Karen or anything like that.
Yeah, and I like it though. You know, fuck them slave names. Everybody wants to. Oh, you should be named Bill, and then you should be Sally, and you should be Jessica. Nah, nigga, Raquanisha, motherfucker. That way it's black. But don't put that on your job application.
Sky Mace, get the hell out of this bullshit.
You better put Karen on your application of Rebecca.
Wait, who was the? There was one guy named the coldest with it or something. The coldest. Oh, I forget this guy, but he actually, I think he made the college playing football. But his mom named the coldest with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you gonna have to be in sports with that name. You're either gonna rap or play basketball or football.
334 in the room. Please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that share button. 2-year anniversary of Hotep's Been Told You, episode 104. CNN. Listen, CNN's what's this? Soledad O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess she don't work for them no more. She started snitching. She tried to bring Roland Martin on, and then CNN told her, "Oh, he's not the right type of black. He's not the right type of black person to bring on." And I couldn't think. I'm like, what? Like Roland Martin, the one that was buck dancing with Hillary Clinton, he was doing this step and fetch. He was getting his dance on. But then I think about the stuff that Roland Martin said. He's pretty Afrocentric. You know what I'm saying? He put the garb on in a minute. You know what I mean? He's like he'll try to play the official. You know what I mean? High end Negro, but he's pretty Afrocentric. So he's not. They don't want that. They don't even want that at all, and that's crazy.
That's a little too close to Hotep.
That's Hotep adjacent. They were like, no, no, no.
Mm-mm-mm. A lot of white people ask me, say, "How come how come you're not more famous? How come you're not more famous?" Because I'm not allowed on CNN. I'm not the right type of black. Somebody asked me, they said, "How come you weren't on Rubin Report?" And I'm not the right type of black. That's why. You got to be a certain type of black. You got to be like Zuby. You know what I mean? If you ain't shucking and jiving out here like Zuby or one of these other coons, then you just not gonna get that look. You know, they want a certain type of black, and I'm not that type of. I'm too black. You know, people like Zuby will tell you quick, I ain't black, right? I don't believe in blackness, right? So they like that. Oh yeah, get him. Yeah, come on my show. Yeah, we need that rhetoric. That's good to get the conservatives and rally conservatives because they want to hear that. They want to hear I don't see color, right? But Hotep Jesus coming out now. I'm pro black, motherfucker, and 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 I don't like Black Lives Matter, but don't be talking shit about my peoples either. You know what I mean? They don't like that. That's a little too nuanced for them. And CNN is no different.
Yeah, I thought I played it pretty safe, but I don't think they want any type of conspiracy. If you don't believe if you don't believe the mainstream theories out there, you got no shot. They'll check that. They're like, no, man. Like if you like, especially for CNN, if you believe like that, it's not like it's not 100% racism. Like we can build ourselves out. If you believe that, you got no shot at getting on there, man. Because Tariq, they'll have Tariq Nasheed on, but he'll blame everything on the man, and we can't do nothing until we stop racism. But if you talk about we can let's build Black Wall Street again, let's build for ourselves again, let's make money, let's like build for ourselves, shop in our own communities, shop on our own people. You talk that talk, you ain't getting on TV, man. You
Look, I'm gonna show you how bad it is. I went on an alt right podcast about 2 weeks ago. I ain't gonna say his name because I know he cool. You think they put that shit out? They said Hotep Jesus didn't give us what we wanted. I didn't. I'm not gonna give you what you want
right.
unless it's healthy. If I know what y'all want. If it's healthy, I'll give it to you. But you're not about to bait me out here to come out here and try to talk about the redacted and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And try
They
to get
good for
these.
that. They good for that.
Yeah. Nah, nigga, I ain't got no problem with them. I ain't got no problems. You know, and they try to bait you and have these weird conversations. And don't you think this? And don't you think that? No, I don't. No, I don't. Why don't we talk about something more constructive? But if you ain't that right type of black, no matter where you is, they gonna pigeonhole you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Jeff on the right. I'm gonna show you how stupid these people are. Jeff on the right had an interview with some dude, and the dude's like, "Yo, how come black people won't vote Republican?" And Jeff on the right is like, "If there's no Republican there to vote for, how do they vote Republican?" He's like, "Well, that's stupid." It's just like, God damn, yo, y'all are really retarded, yo. Y'all not listening. He just said there's no Republican to vote for. So how do you vote for somebody that's not there? You know? But all these media, that's why I be telling people, yo, divest your attention from these media. They don't care about you. All they want is sound bites and agendas. Sound bites and agendas. And if you ain't gonna give them that, you ain't gonna get. Why I ain't been back on Fox News? Because they can't get the sound bite and agenda from me. And I got to connect. He trying, but they saying no. No Hotep Jesus. He's too woke. He might say something. We can't predict what he'll say.
Yeah.
They want them ABL type niggas. Why are you tearing down my statues of my white massa? ABL ass.
Hey, Bell, we still need you to debate Hotep Jesus, man. Come on, man.
He's scared.
I know some of y'all followers of his followers are in here, man. Go hit up ABL and tell him we need that debate.
He's scared. He know. He know better.
Phil Hunt, what up, HJ? Got that book a few weeks ago. Started to dominate Twitter. This is my favorite show. Thanks, Hotep. Thank you, Phil Hunt. Um, Juneteenth tomorrow.
Yeah.
Companies are giving out, making it holidays, man. Like they're giving people off and shit like that. They're giving like vacation days and shit like that.
Yeah. I spoke
Trump said
to
he made Juneteenth famous.
that's true. He did. Just like you said in the chat. He did. At least amongst conservatives, he did. Right. And as soon as he put his thing on that same date, the Shans got all upset. What the fuck? First of all, y'all said the man is racist. Juneteenth ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Y'all mad because he having his rally the same day as the Juneteenth. Nobody at his rally was going to celebrate Juneteenth. Nobody. Zero. Zilch. It was not going to distract from your little fake ass holiday. Now, I spoke to my sister. My sister was like, yo, what's up with this Juneteenth thing? I was like, yo, it's trash. And we had a nice little conversation today. And, she was like, I don't get it. Like, why are these people like so adamant about this? Here's the thing. The white liberal wants to keep you in the mindset that you're a slave. So they'll give you a holiday over some slave thing. For example, MLK get a holiday, he'll get a street. Black Lives Matter, they paint that on the ground all day. Malcolm X still ain't got a holiday, and Marcus Garvey still ain't got a holiday because they don't want you shines getting together and actually building something that actually help the black community. And Juneteenth is a reminder of when the white liberal had his foot up your ass. And they want to keep reminding you when you get out of line, he's gonna put his foot up your ass. And that's why Juneteenth is a holiday. I'm boycotting Juneteenth. I'm going live tomorrow and I'm cussing these shines out. I'm not celebrating that dumbass fucking holiday. We was kings and we was queens. Where's my holiday for something that's great? Let's not celebrate the day Black Wall Street was torn down. Let's celebrate the day Black Wall Street was built. We always celebrate in death. Let's celebrate life. Let's give people their flowers before they go. But these shines love being slaves.
Yeah.
Make me
Yeah,
sick.
we was in the in the chat, and when somebody said that, and they were like, "Oh, Trump is wilding on that." I'm pretty sure he brought more light to it than Obama did. Like now I just say I live in Pennsylvania just to put a marker on it, to frame it. You know what I'm saying? I never really heard about Juneteenth until like I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been something like I was raised with. And like, no, I just heard about it recently. You know what I'm saying? It became a thing recently in my world. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's nothing to get upset about. But you're right. If they frame everything into a slavery lens, and then they'll give you a day off. This is another thing about they're giving us or giving African Americans and the Akatas the shines fake victories. Aunt Jemima is a fake victory. Uncle Ben is a fake victory. Giving the day off for Juneteenth is a fake victory. What I think the redacted, the Illuminati, the lizard men are doing, they're trying to bait, um, other folks to get mad that, hey, now they're giving they're giving the black a holiday, man. Well, they're trying to instigate, racial tension, and I think this is one way they can do it. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah, it's a big old game, y'all.
yeah, it's you gotta stay woke out here. Um, Kyrie Irving, man.
Mm-hmm.
We always knew honorary Hotep Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy theorist Kyrie Irving. He went super woke this week, talking about why he didn't want to fucking play. He didn't want to play, but I thought he wasn't going to play anyway. But he's the player. I think he's the player representative.
VP, yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, this is how this is how messed up. In a private chat with other players, he talking about, well, we can start our own league.
Well, he said that's not true.
Oh, well, I think he doubled back on it because, well, do you think he didn't say it, or they just put
Well,
that story out there to get at Kyrie?
I think. Well, here's another theory. Somebody else said he put it out there to see who the snitch was. Yeah, he's telling different things to different people to see who running snitch. You know what I mean? It sounds like something he would say. It sounds like something a Hotep would say, but he denied it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because it seemed like Well, the story was the reporter had it that there was a group chat, and then he told that to the group chat, and somebody told the reporter that. So, and then, but he's getting pressure. Kendrick Perkins. He works for ESPN. He's calling Kyrie selfish and whack for even bringing up the idea of not playing and things like that nature. So when the media wolves, which is ESPN, when the establishment sends their wolves out, they hey Kendrick, we need you to talk about Kyrie, man. Go ahead, get him. Kyrie go, yeah, massa, yeah. So he jump on Kyrie. KD and them. KD calls him a coon. Kevin Durant called Kendrick Perkins a coon. He out there cooning.
My man.
See, we gotta give props to KD. KD, all right.
He is.
But yeah, it looks like Kyrie was shaking the foundations a little bit, man.
Yeah, ESPN's upset because they need that revenue, right? They
Right.
want sports to come back so they can get these Shans to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and watch highlights again, right? So ESPN's got a dog in the race. What has Kendrick Perkins given the game of basketball? Air balls. Nothing. He was a scrub. I can't remember the last time he was even significant to the game of basketball. I can't remember the last time he was significant to ESPN. And he has the nerve, while our black men are dying in the streets, to center this game over our lives. And it's sad that I see a lot of black people online telling Kyrie the same thing that Laura Ingraham told LeBron James.
Shut up.
Shut up and dribble. That's what they doing. They telling Kyrie, shut up and dribble. Now, we talked about how important it was to be a part of the movement. Celebrities got to speak out. And all these fucking idiots got to worry about is dribbling that goddamn basketball for the white man, for the goddamn white liberal. That's the first thing they worried about. And LeBron James, well, we can do both. Yeah. I know why you want to do that, LeBron, because you care more about basketball and yourself and them stat padding than anything else. You don't really care. Because if you did, you'd be saying, yo, fuck this league. This is where we make a stand. This is where you can make a statement. This is your chance. Like I always said, like if the players decided not to play, that would be a huge statement. This is before Black Lives Matter on there. I said, yo, we need to just divest from sports. That'll change this whole conversation. But if NFL players said, yo, we not playing, and NBA players said we not playing, we could literally extort the white liberal establishment just from sports alone because they need that sports revenue for TV because otherwise men ain't turning that TV on for the most part. So we could have extorted him. But these shines ain't built like Muhammad Ali. They not built like Muhammad Ali. These shines are soft. And here's an opportunity to stand up and say, yo, we not going to play the game. We're not going to play y'all game. And the first thing you want to do is, yes, Massa, I'm going to go attack Kyrie for you. Yes, Massa, you want me to dribble the basketball? Okay, Massa. It's just like, it's as simple as saying, yo, we're not going to play until next season. That's it. Let's agree on it. Done. Black lives matter, right? I guess black lives don't matter. And that's what I told Scott Adams. Black lives matter isn't for white people. It's a call to other black people because we don't know if our lives matter. And we're seeing it right now with the NBA that black lives don't matter to black people. They don't.
I will say this. ESPN has a contract, NBA contract, ESPN. Hundreds of millions of dollars. If you don't believe they ain't gonna character assassinate somebody to get that train back rolling again, we might be just thinking this is lucky enough. I mean, they're taking it easy on Kyrie or with this. It could get a lot worse. Pray for Kyrie. Protect Kyrie at all costs. Because when big money is involved, man, you gotta that's I mean Kendrick is kind of like the warning, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna sit Kendrick on you and see if you shake you up, you change your story a little bit. But these people will protect their assets, man, and they'll protect it viciously. But I commend Kyrie for at least thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying?
I love Kyrie for standing up and saying, he would give it all up. Kendrick Perkins like, well, just go ahead and give it up. Wait. That's easy for Kendrick Perkins to say because ain't nobody ever bought a Kendrick Perkins jersey. So it's easy for you to say because you ain't never broke no records. You are not important to the sport of basketball. Kyrie, however, is a superstar and an all-star and very important to the sport of basketball. So he has way more to lose as far as basketball is concerned than you do, Kendrick Perkins. And he's saying, if I had to, now, I don't think he should have to give up his job in the NBA for the black community. What I think is you shines need to get with him and back him up so he's not the only one sitting out in the cold. Y'all some old Jackie Robinson ass niggas. Y'all some old integrationist ass niggas. And you fucking disgust me. Let me be quiet because I'm about to go into one of them Ali Shakur rants. I could feel my blood pressure building up.
Andre Brown, I think, thanks for donation. I think Juneteenth is the genesis of stereotype of black people being late because they was 2 years late for emancipation. I swear, man. I might copy that and post that on Twitter. Somebody post that on Twitter and see if it goes viral or something.
We jacking that.
Yo, I be jacking a lot of shit, man, on Twitter, man. On YouTube. I like somebody say something in the chat while I'm streaming. I'm like, oh, I'm jacking this, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, y'all donated that.
Brandon Cooster, I feel you. My friends was mad that Trump's rally was supposed to be on Friday. I was like, y'all niggas just found about Juneteenth. Shut up.
These shines will celebrate Juneteenth, but they won't celebrate Kwanzaa. I don't want to hear nothing from
them. Dave Chappelle came out and got on Candace Owens' ass.
Woo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I put on Twitter, Candace Owens is the only black woman that can be criticized, but her and B. Simone.
Yeah, real talk. It wasn't much comment.
No.
He has something to get off his chest. I think that's why he didn't do like a big crowd either, because he knew it wasn't going to be a huge comedy thing, So he was like, I'm just going to do this quick, social distancing thing. It's going to be a small crowd. It's going to go straight to YouTube, no like big Netflix thing. Because I think he just, he wanted to get something off his chest. But man, his words for Candace Owens, woo! And that's why I be telling, white conservatives, they be like, oh yeah, Candace Owens helping us. She's helping the black vote. No, she's not. When Dave Chappelle got to come down on you like that, you know you're not helping the cause. You're not getting no more Trump voters. You are turning people away from Trump when they see your black ass on that screen. So I'm proud of Dave Chappelle and everything he had to say, man.
And people saying he half admitted he smashed Azalea Banks, man.
He did half admit it. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he handled that shit so smooth.
That's hilarious. Hold on. Taco Bell, man. Is Taco Bell in trouble, man? They fired a guy for wearing a.
Oh yeah.
Now, most like when I was in the Air Force, you couldn't do it. You couldn't wear anything political. In most jobs, you can't be political at your job. You know what I'm saying? You really can't wear anything or while you're working, have a political statement. Now, I don't know if some people are saying that Black Lives Matter has become a political force or a political statement because how they're trying to change, defund the police, and they're involved with laws and stuff like that now. Now they fired a guy because he just had a mass Black Lives Matter mask. Are they in trouble?
Yes, they are in trouble. They're definitely in trouble. Very bad optics. The optics on this thing is quite detrimental. So let me just first say how Taco Bell can clean us up. You need to go hire this brother and give him an office job, put him in a commercial real fucking fast. Get that nigga some representation. Um, I'm not. I don't like the area he lives in. I don't know what area he lives in. If he's in Confederate country, maybe the manager did do the right thing, right?
Right.
Because she might be worried about the safety of and the business and some counter protesting. But I also don't think he should have been wearing a Black Lives Matter mask to work. I personally don't think he should, and that has nothing to do with how I feel about Black Lives Matter. But at work ain't the place to be making your political stance. You do that on your own time. And I think he did it on purpose, trying to make a statement. Oh, they won't let me wear my mask to work, Black Lives Matter. And then the other side of me was like, you should be able to, you're saying somebody is mandatory to be COVID compliant, right?
Right.
Now, if you're not going to supply people masks and they come with their own masks, like Taco Bell should have issued Taco Bell masks and said, here's a uniform. They didn't do that. So you got to deal with whatever mask brother put on. So I think there's a lot of gray areas, a lot of things that we could argue. I could argue for either side. I'm an attorney. I could argue for, not an attorney literally. I'm just naturally like to argue, clarify. But I could argue both sides of it. But Taco Bell, the corporation, they got some cleaning up to do.
Yeah, they definitely do the way things are going these days. Yeah. It used to be Sharpton, but now it's going to be Sean King and D-Ray going to be knocking on the door. Hey, give me them shekels. You know what I mean? Taco Bell, you got to come up off something, or I'm going to send the goons at you to your corporation headquarters.
Activist extortion.
Yeah, it's the same old game. Hold on, I thought there was was there another one? No. Nakia Crawford, real quick. You know, a couple of days ago, her death was shot. They put out their APB by a white male. Everybody gets on it. LeBron James, Gabrielle Union. This is a black woman. This plays along with you're not protecting us and stuff like that. I come out to find out today they arrested 3 people, and they all look like us. They wasn't white, African Americans. They ended up like I
ADOS?
think. No, go ahead.
They were ADOS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I think the story was the guy was somebody was driving and they did, like it was mistaken identity. I guess he wanted to shoot somebody else, and they looked like Nakia. But the person driving said, "I didn't even know he was going to do something like that." So it might be only the fault of the one person. But I don't know. It's just this is why I don't. I don't know. It's a shame that we always gotta when all the attention, when they was pointing a finger at the white man that did, they thought the white man did it. Oh my God, we need justice and stuff like that. But time and time again, what I'm saying, your life is worth more as an African American. You get killed by somebody white or police, but now it was a mistaken identity. Some shines did it, and now the story's gonna fall by the wayside. It happens time and time again. I think, just like you said, Black Lives Matter. Do Black Lives Matter to us? That's I think what we have to answer. I mean, like, you know me, I'm big on like we have to solve these things ourselves, and one of the things we have to solve ourselves is our culture and how we view each other. And too much of it is wrapped up into how white folks view us. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a damn, man. Like they're not even. like if you want to put it like bluntly, they're not even leading the league in America anymore. The Asians have come over to take over. A lot of these immigrants come over to take over. Even some African immigrants come over and shitting on everybody. I don't think that's the bar we should be comparing ourselves to. But we have to look in the mirror, and this is some of the stuff that has to stop. This has to stop immediately. And this is something I think we can control. Um, but rest in peace to Nakia Crawford, and I hope your death doesn't go in vain.
So we took care of George Floyd, and we sent plenty of money to George Floyd's family, and we sent plenty of money to Ahmaud Arbery's family. But looks like Nikita might be on her family might be on their own because some Shans killed her.
Yeah,
There's no celebrity outcry. There's no GoFundMe. Are the millions still going? Where they at? And that's the problem, man. Black lives matter, but do they matter to us? And that's what Common said. That's what Common said on the song. Yeah, Black lives matter, but do they matter to us? Now he won't say that on Twitter. He won't say that in the interview, but he'll slide that shit in a rap song. And he's so right. Do they matter to us? And that's what's the big thing. That's why I don't really get on people when they deflect to black on black crime. The only reason why I get on conservatives when they deflect to black on black crime is because that's the only time they talk about it, right? The
right.
only time they talk about it is you know, uh, when somebody's killed by a white person and they're like, well, what about black on black crime? It's like, I stop with the whataboutism, right? You wasn't going to march for us. You wasn't going to help black on black crime. You wasn't going to invest in black business. So shut up. Don't talk about black problems if you ain't going to provide solutions for black people. So, but Hoteps, we always talk about black on black crime. I don't talk about it no more because I've washed my hands with the black community. I no longer, I have y'all on your own. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. When y'all need help, I'll be here. I know how to rescue the black community, and it's what we're doing right now. This Hotep nation, this nation building. So we're gonna build the nation, and when y'all shines want to be a part of it, we'll be here. But in the meantime, I've washed my hands with y'all because y'all are just wholly retarded.
Aztec Mecca. The meat and dog food is better than the meat and Taco Bell. If it's even meat at all, screw Taco Bell. Thanks for a donation. Drew Sample, what up,
Yeah,
Drew?
my 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 homie sister used to work at Taco Bell. She said don't eat the meat.
That stuff gave me shits a few times. I haven't gone back since. Drew Sample, late to the party. Great pod with Thad this week. Hotep Jesus.
Appreciate you. Excellent.
Aaron Phillips, thanks for $10 donation. Drew Sample, if Ben Crump isn't around, those families cannot get paid because him and his mentor, Reverend Al, cannot get his race hustle money on. Yeah, Crump was one of the guys that was going on about Nakia Crawford, but it was done by some white folks. And the retraction never comes after we find out what actually happened, but that's neither here nor there. Well, that's it. We got you got anything else?
Um, Hotep Con tickets coming soon. Um, Support us on Patreon. Join us in the chat to get advanced tickets to Hotep Con Vegas. Shout out to Brody making that happen. I feel like I had an announcement. Oh, tomorrow, Eric July. I'll have Eric July on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel. I'll be interviewing Eric July, the libertarian. It's going to be an amazing conversation, so make sure y'all tune in for that. And I'll speak into the anarchist Anam Kokesh tomorrow, I think 2 p.m. or something like that. Not sure if that's going to be live, but yeah, that's my schedule for tomorrow. And you're on Uncle Hotep Factor Sunday?
No, I'm gonna be at the beach, man. I'm probably not gonna do it this week.
Yeah,
I'm on vacation, damn it.
I feel you. I feel you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's Father's Day Sunday, man.
it's Father's Day Sunday?
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot it was Father's Day. See, we forget about ourselves sometimes.
Well, yeah. 2 years in the books, man.
That's it. That's it. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you next week, bro.
All right, man.